When did you realize he actually didn't like you? Okay, that's what we're talking about on today's 10-minute episode of Undiagnosed Baddie. It is my baby. This is graduated, changed, and just become, a thing of its own. And I love it. I love everything that Undiagnosed Baddie is, and I can't wait to see where it will be by December 31st, 2026. But when did you realize he didn't like you? Ciao. If you go back a couple episodes, it's entitled like Silence or something like that. Okay, let's get into it. When did you realize it? When they don't answer the text, when they don't answer the calls, when you say you need help with something and they're not trying to figure it out, that's when they don't like you. Because other than that, they're going to absolutely try to figure out how to help the person that they at least like, right? So there's also been times, oh my goodness, we're gonna take this point and run with it. Right now, there's a woman in the news. Her name is Ashley Robinson. She was dating a man. She was a black woman dating a white man. He's like a millionaire or something like that. They were on vacation in Tanzania, and all of a sudden her family can't get in contact with her. The fiance reports her missing after several days, and they're saying that she committed suicide. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because there are lots of pictures on her Instagram that showcase this man just looking at her, smizing, and the body language is absolutely off. I think a lot of people don't read into energy of words, the surroundings, and body language of two people. And you can see when they're on the airplane, they're in first class, and he's just looking at her like, I can't stand this bitch. And I think oftentimes there are signs that people ignore. The person in it sometimes can't see it, but when you go back and you look, like he looked off anyway in the picture. I want to talk about how I took a few pictures with a man that I was dating at one time, and he's just looking at me like, I can't believe it. Like, you want to pretend like you're happy for me. You want to pretend like you like me, but it's not there. That natural chemistry, that natural love, it wasn't exuding from him to me. I looked at that picture. I said, this motherfucker will kill me. And I knew then I had to leave because of the way he looked at me. There are pictures that can't be posted because people will sue you and da 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 da. And people are like, you're reading it the wrong way. You're trying to ruin this person's life, and it's been 44 years. But I'm like, I still have that picture from 44 years ago, and I know what it felt like on I won't say that. Okay, so I know what it felt like in that moment, and it was solidified when I saw the picture afterwards. Said he fucking hates me. He hates my fucking guts. And ladies, we have to start paying attention to what we know, our logic. We have to use our brain instead of our hearts. And that's just simply because our hearts is what gets us killed. The heart, not the brain. I knew I had to leave. The way men look at you in the pictures they take with you, the way they have their body language, their aggressiveness towards you, and it could be in the slightest way. Also, be the fuck aware of men that talk about, oh, I'm a good guy, because they're not. And what's so crazy to me is that we all know collectively as women that men can be terrifying beings, manipulative beings, unplanned, all of the things, all of the negative things, right? But as soon as that's your homeboy, as soon as that's your brother, as soon as that's your uncle, cousin, this or that, all of a sudden the negative of men are just somehow you're blinded because that's your brother and your cousin and your uncle and nephew and this person or that person. I've had this conversation before. There was someone locally in our area that was described to have had sexually assaulted at least 15 women. He did not sexually assault me, and I have been around him. Does that mean I don't believe these 15 other women? Hell fucking no. Especially if it's women from different parts of the city that would have never crossed, that were never intersected. Maybe somebody moved from out of town and they preyed on them because they knew they were new in town. Just because they didn't treat me that way doesn't mean they're not that way behind closed doors. Y'all hear me? I just be having to make sure, because when I sit and I talk about these things, I don't get likes. I'll have a few comments. Shout out to Sess. Shout out to Sess just here. You know, when Lene pops in and out, because that's their name, Nay Baby, pops in and out in the comments. Every so often, my cousins in the comments. Shout out to Kezia. You know what I'm saying? My main things come through, but I don't know if y'all are really fucking hearing me out here. And I think that y'all need to start sharing my content on your other platforms. Like, just hit the share button and post it. Post it to your Twitter. Well, no, I did care, because the reason why I stopped posting it to Twitter, but for some reason, my Twitter will play the whole episode versus take them to a link. And no, I need my views and my watch time on YouTube. But yeah, you know when a man doesn't like you, no matter what he does. You feel that men are not, men have a switch. Men are predictable. You just have to pay attention. And a man can come home, let's just say every day between 5 and 7:30. His own routine, because of traffic, because of whatever. Let's just say 5 and 7:30. We ain't even gonna say between 5 and 6. That man could come home one day at 7:32, and you know something's off, because that's not his routine. Men need routine. That's why they thrive in environments like the Army, the Navy. Well, the military. That's why they thrive in blue collar fields, because it is repetitive. It's the same thing day in and day out, and that's all they can master, because that's all they've got. But once they break routine, you're like, if you're paying attention, if you're a woman of intention, if you're a woman, like I said, like me, I feel things. I can feel energy through text. I read, and I'm not saying I haven't overlooked shit, because I know there are people on the other side of the screen like, bitch, shut up. You stayed, you did this, you did that. And I did, because it's something that I wanted to do, because I was benefiting from it for a point in time. However, I knew this motherfucker hated me. Going back to the main point, I knew that if I stayed, no matter what, it wasn't going to end good. Okay, like, this is the same person whose face, I won't even say that, because you can see men switch up. They change when you look at them and they look at you, and you could be like, ooh, and you cannot continue to ignore that, or else you will unfortunately be dead. You will be dead. You know when they don't like you, when they repetitive, always, my words, I'm trying to make sure that my words are correct. When they're always, constantly was the word I was looking for, cheating on you. The women that don't understand why they can't get rid of BV is because he's having sex with other women unprotected and bringing that dick home and giving it to you. And it don't necessarily mean that she's dirty. It's just that he's carrying something back and forth because he hasn't been treated. The men have to be treated as well. When did you know he didn't like you? How many abortions did you have by him? When did you know he didn't like you? When he said, I'm not coming to get you, you drunk? Like, when did you know? Nah, you drunk over there, stay over there. No, a man that loves you, he gonna come get you and bring you home. Fuss at you, but he gonna do that shit. When did you know? Answer